Hey guys, Blair says another video, and this one's going to be a monsterhunter Wild Starter Update 4. So essentially, I'm bringing you guys a quick build, and this is going to be focusing on co-op. This is going to be for those players that enjoy jumping on SOS flares and completing their quests, farming whatever it is they need to farm. And as you guys can see, those are the abilities that we're going to be rocking in this set. As you guys can see, we have a ton of abilities, but let me just go ahead and break it down for you guys. Obviously, the core ability of this build is going to be wide range. Hence, we have it maxed out, as well as paired up with a speed eating, because we're trying to shut down that potion as fast as we can so that our teammates do not die, which is very common in Gogmasios, especially those players that like to use the offensive quote unquote meta builds, and they don't really have the capability to really take full advantage of full out DPS build, and they just keep constantly dying. So I've put this together so that you become the savior of the party. You just jump in and you ensure that you're not wasting your time when you join random parties through SOS Flare. So let me just go ahead and break it down. We're going to actually be trying out the set as well on the dummy so that you guys can see more or less how is it going to be performing in terms of damage. As you know, having utility often does removes a little bit of offensive capabilities on the build, but the difference is not that great, and I'll show you what the difference is. So okay, we have we're of course using a Gokmasios Artian weapon, so 3 level 3 slots. You can basically adapt this build to any other weapon that can use the skills that I'm currently using right now. Just bear in mind that maximum might can be removed completely and replaced for something else, such as adrenaline rush or something else of your liking. So let's just go ahead and jump in. Critical boost, focus from the weapon, and a level of handicraft from the focus jewel. We have defense boost maxed out, because you're not trying to die if you're going to be saving the other party members. Weakness exploit, you know what this does already at this point. Wide range, to completely heal your party, same as the amount of healing that you receive from consuming a potion yourself. So we have 3 levels of resentment. We have counter strike maxed out, and we have maximum mind maxed out. Paired up with weakness exploit, maximum mind minus the 10 from the Gogmasios Artian attack focus weapon. We have a total of 70% affinity. That's the highest that we can reach on this build. We have divine blessing. And then we have speed eating, constitution. I slotted one free slot that was available on the armor. I slotted stun resistance. Then we have bad blood and dark arts, buffing the level 3 charge attacks on the great sword, as well as when you have a red health bar. And then we have the beautiful Lord Souls for the surviving a lethal hit, as well as getting that extra 5% attack. And then we're using the Kunafa meal. I always use the Kunafa meal for the extra defender meal, which is basically an extra proc of divine blessing, if you want to call it that. So now let me just go ahead and show you the equipments. So those are the equipments, as you guys can see. Let me show you the talisman. It's an RNG talisman, of course. I consider this to be very good, of course. If you prefer going more offensive, you can replace this and just drop the level of just drop defense boost entirely from the set. But since this is a build to basically provide support and keep the party alive and do a ton of damage, I would say just keep defense boost so that you survive. And then we have that level of stun resistance ladder. You can change it for flinchery, adaptability, whatever it is you want to replace that single level for, you can go ahead. So this is what I mean. As you guys can see, I have 3 mighty jewels slotted. You can replace that for 3 levels of adrenaline rush. It just depends on what you want to go for. And then so this is what I have on my that's how I have my weapon slotted, like I said. Those are the bonuses. We have Solve the Dark Knight Lord Soul. Of course, it's going to be a very hard role to get, but if you have it already, congratulations. You can basically do this build as I have it. And then those are the reinforcement bonuses. And as you guys can see at the bottom right, those are my defensive status, but bear in mind that's without actually being buffed. So we're going to go ahead and do that actually right now. We're going to get buffed. We're going to get smacked by the dummy to activate Counter Strike, and then we'll see how hard this build can hit while also providing a ton of support and having a ton of defensive skills. So let's go ahead and buff really quick, and I'll show you our stats. So let's start rocking the defensive stuff first, just so that it doesn't run out while we get hit by the dummy, and I show you the stats and all of that, right? So which one are we missing? So we're missing the adamant pill. So that's the defense, as you guys can see, 728, very good, highly resistant to fire, and then we have, of course, a ton of elemental resistance because we also have the Kunafa meal. Let's just go ahead and get hit by the dummy. Okay, we got smack. As you guys can see, Counter Strike got activated. Instead of 300, we're at 325 roll. Let's buff really quick. Let's get this thing running. So that's one. Let's go ahead and proc the other stuff here. That's two. And let's just go for the might pill. And now let's go ahead and start hitting it. You guys can see we're hitting pretty hard as well. Okay. I couldn't see the damage there. Hit it here. Okay, there we go. A wound open. Let's try to do this. And now we hit it with a... Okay, so you guys can see that was 17. That was 1,741 damage, which is insane for a support build. Once you're hitting a weak spot as well as a wound, you're going to be critting and doing a ton of damage.